Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to share a story that's been weighing on my mind for quite some time. It all started when I, a 23-year-old woman, noticed something unusual, growths on my genitals. At first, I was in denial, thinking it might just go away, but deep down, I knew I had to seek medical advice. When I finally mustered the courage to visit the doctor, they confirmed my fears. These were HPV genital warts. The doctor suggested surgery as a solution, but the very thought of it terrified me. Surgery seemed so drastic, so final. I felt trapped between two equally frightening options: the invasive nature of surgery and the potential for these warts to spread if left untreated. Desperate for alternatives, I started researching. That's when I came across Aldara cream, which seemed like a less invasive option. I couldn't help but wonder, could this cream really work? Was it an effective way to get rid of the warts without resorting to surgery? And what about relapses? I read that even after surgical removal, the warts could come back. The uncertainty was overwhelming, and I needed to know more. I kept digging and found out that the recurrence rate after surgery was at least 50%. This was shocking to me. Why go through something so painful and invasive if there was such a high chance of it happening all over again? The idea of starting with a less invasive treatment, like Aldara cream, began to feel like the right path. But the lingering fear of being a walking infection if it didn't work left me feeling conflicted and scared. While grappling with these thoughts, I came across other people's experiences. One person asked about condylomas appearing on the head, which made me wonder if such a thing was possible. It turned out that condylomas couldn't occur there. Instead, other skin growths might appear, often linked to different viral diseases. This only reinforced the importance of getting a proper diagnosis. Then, I stumbled upon the story of Lena, a 14-year-old girl who thought she had condylomas. She was a virgin and too scared to tell her mother. My heart went out to her as I read her story. But I learned that condylomas are sexually transmitted and couldn't appear without sexual contact. In her case, it was likely a different skin condition, possibly something like molluscum contagiosum, which can be contracted from contaminated surfaces. Reading this reminded me how critical it is to seek professional help for accurate answers. Another story struck me deeply. A woman who felt a lump in her vagina during intercourse. Her genital warts were disappearing on their own, but the lump caused her discomfort and fear. It turned out that issues like this require a gynecologist's examination to determine the cause. Until then, abstaining from sexual activity was advised. This made me realize how complex these issues could be and how every case was unique. Pregnancy added another layer of complexity. One woman shared how she developed genital warts during pregnancy. She worried about passing the virus to her baby and how it might affect her delivery. I learned that HPV often becomes more active during pregnancy, causing growths to appear. Unfortunately, conservative treatments aren't effective during this time, and removal is necessary before they grow too large. For her, the method of removal depended on the equipment available, like lasers or radio waves, both of which are safe for pregnant women. While the risk of transmitting HPV to the baby is rare, it's still a possibility, so early intervention is crucial. Her story reminded me how much responsibility comes with carrying a child while managing health issues. It's not just about your own body anymore, but also the well-being of your baby. I couldn't imagine the stress she must have felt knowing that time was of the essence. She also had to consider whether her husband needed treatment. It turned out that unless he had visible growths on his penis, treatment wasn't necessary. Her decision to seek laser removal was a brave one, but she worried about the cost and the possibility of a relapse. I realized then that the financial burden of treatment was another factor many people faced. The fear of paying for an expensive procedure only to have the issue return is a heavy weight to carry. Finally, I learned about imiquimod cream, which could stimulate the immune system to help eliminate growths. This treatment took several weeks but offered a non-invasive alternative for those who wanted to avoid surgery. It's not a quick fix, but for many, it's a less intimidating option than going under the knife. Knowing that there are choices like this available gave me a sense of hope. But the journey didn't end there. I began to delve even deeper into understanding the various types of HPV. There are so many strains, each with its own characteristics and risks. Some, like types 6 and 11, are responsible for genital warts, while others, such as 16 and 18, have been linked to cervical cancer. This knowledge was both empowering and overwhelming. It was empowering because I felt more informed about my condition, but overwhelming because it underscored the importance of regular screenings and vigilance. I also learned about the emotional toll HPV can take on relationships. Many couples struggle with feelings of shame, guilt, or blame when one partner is diagnosed. Communication becomes essential, and it's not always easy to navigate these conversations. In my case, my partner was supportive, but I couldn't help but wonder, what if the roles were reversed? Would I have been as understanding if he were the one dealing with this? One evening, I came across a forum where women shared their experiences with HPV during pregnancy. Their stories were heart-wrenching yet inspiring. One woman described the anxiety of seeing her warts grow rapidly and fearing for her baby's safety. Another spoke of the relief she felt after finding a compassionate doctor who guided her through safe treatment options. These stories reminded me of the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of seeking support from others who've been through similar experiences. Looking back, I realize how much I've learned through this journey. It's not just about finding the right treatment for myself, but also about understanding the nuances of HPV and its effects on different people. Whether it's the fear of surgery, the uncertainty of relapses, or the complexities of pregnancy and partnerships, every case has its own challenges. For now, I'm starting with Aldara cream, hoping it will work. But if it doesn't, at least I know I have options. What's most important is that I don't feel as alone anymore. There's strength in seeking answers and sharing experiences. And for anyone else going through something similar, I hope my story reminds you that you're not alone either. This journey has taught me patience, courage, and the value of seeking professional advice. It's also a reminder that health isn't just about physical well-being, but also about mental and emotional resilience. Each step I take, I'm learning more about myself, my limits, and my capacity to adapt. HPV might be a part of my story, but it doesn't define who I am. It's just one chapter in a much bigger book.
We share these stories so you can relate, offering community support to remind you that it's okay to feel vulnerable. You're not alone in this journey, and together we can help lighten the load. Let these stories be a source of strength and encouragement, showing that challenges are shared and solutions can be found as a community. You've got this, and we're here to support you every step of the way. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more health stories just like it, go ahead and click that subscribe button. It's completely free. And, as a little thank you for subscribing, we'll give you a special voucher. This voucher will get you 20% off any of our laboratory products or money off every test or appointment for as long as you're subscribed to our channel. It's a great deal. And while you're at it, if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. It really helps us out and lets us know what you'd like to see more of.